We're rolling.
Ready? Action.
Action.
Okay, what is happening, guys? Welcome back to Ribber's Garage, and today is the day we drive this ultimate Deuce. This has to leave at the end of this week. I mean, this is getting filmed. You're seeing this a week later, so she's already gone by the time you see this, most likely. So this is going to Oregon. A guy named Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Contacted us years ago. It seems like it was a year ago, and it escalated. It was supposed to be an engine build and a swing arm, and then it got to like this crazy swing arm, and it just kept getting further and further, and that's why it's been here so long. But we're ready to ride it now. Everything's hooked up. We got our choke all done, all of our electronics. This is as much as it's going to be done to go to Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
He's going to panel it. They're going to rebuild this roll cage, the stock portion here, and get it powder coated and everything. I'm not doing all that. I mean, I would have, but budget constraints. You know, it's got really expensive really quick. So what we have to do today is, before we can ride it, is I don't have to do this, but I'm going to. I'm going to put an oil drain hose. So you've seen us use these a ton in the past. You can get these on Amazon. This is a 12 millimeter thread. This will work for big blocks and V twins, most of them anyways. I think it's 10 millimeter for small blocks. These are super handy because it keeps from getting oil all over your frame. I'm trying to go back to my old days, my roots. But you have a little cap. These do drain horrendously slow, but it keeps stuff from getting all over the engine. This still has break-in oil in it. It's burning my brain now. This still has break-in oil in it, and we need to break it in a little bit more before I waste all that break-in oil. So what we're going to do is a trick that I've seen on Instagram and stuff, and I'm sure it works, is where you draw a vacuum on the engine using a vacuum, like on the valve cover, so the oil won't drain out. And then I can zip out the bolt, and I can thread this in real quick and tighten her down. Then we can stop the vacuum, go drive it a couple laps, just easy, medium RPMs, then come in, drain the oil, put Dominator 1030 racing oil. So this is what we run in all of our engines once they're broke in. We use Amsoil break-in oil when we're breaking them in. You can find links to this in every one of our videos. There's a Clovis lubricant link, and Clovis is the guy that got our dyno, so we much appreciate him, and he keeps us stocked with Amsoil. So I highly recommend running this stuff. We run it in all of our vehicles now, our lawnmower, our cars, everything. I even put it in stuff that don't take oil. Camper, we put 12 gallons in the tank. Every season.
Keeps it moisturized.
Yeah, and we did build new tanks, and we'll show you that. We got to tap some flanges for them, but this was just a test tank. We got some fuel cells with the bigger lids, and they're going to have foam in them, keep from sloshing, and a rollover valve. So let's try this trick and see if the oil drains out. Then we can go take it for a rip, bring it back in, change the oil, go take it for a real rip where we beat on a little bit and test it out. All right, so Becca is going to be on Miss Redbeard. She has more titles than that. She's a mom. She's a great lover. I can't say that. 50% owner and operator. She just don't own. She's out here.
Okay.
All right, keep the vacuum on. I'm ready.
Here goes nothing. Like it was actually sucking it up.
It could have been, but well, that worked. Well, shoot. Well, shoot fire, that worked. I've seen everything. We're gonna take a real quick break from the video to talk about the sponsor, and that is Blaster. We've been using them since I was a kid, and this citrus degreaser is pretty amazing in a shop. You can also use this in the kitchen. This stuff eats away grease super fast, and it smells like oranges. So delicious, so nutritious. Don't eat it though. But you can use this on grills. If you're cleaning up an old dirty grill, you can use it in your kitchen. You can use it on your shoes. You can use it to get chewing gum out. Tree sap, vinyl. You can even use it on the dash of your car. This stuff will work anywhere, whether you're in the garage or out of the garage. We use it to clean our concrete when we spill oil on the ground. It'll actually like ball up the grease and stuff and wipe it right away. It doesn't leave any stains on my concrete. When we're changing oils, we make a mess out here, and this cleans it up every single time and smells good, doesn't it? We also clean the grease off of new tooling. You can see that we have this tapping table. It came with a thick layer of this nasty grease on it to keep it from rusting. This stuff ate it right off there and gave it that good citrus smell. So make sure to check out Blaster and all their other products in the video's description. And thank you, Blaster, for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys for using Blaster in your shop every single day, Monday through Sunday. Use it everywhere. It's not even in your shop. Use it at home. It's good stuff. So for the Deuce, we had to change up the fuel tank. In the last episode, we made a fuel tank that just had a regular fuel spout. This time we're going to build two. I've already actually built them, but we need a 12 bolt flange fuel lid. It's a larger one that has a 4-inch opening once you take the lid off, so I can stuff it full of foam. So we wanted a baffled fuel cell, but the only thing with the baffle is it's not protecting as much as foam would. So we're going to fill it full of foam. We got the foam from Jegs. You cut it to size, you stuff it in there. Every few years you change it out. Worst case scenario, it breaks down and gets captured in the fuel filter, but I've heard really good stuff about this particular brand of foam, and people said it doesn't break down. So we have to tap 12 holes in this. We've already done one, and this is 1/4-inch thick aluminum. We're going to tap it with a 1/4-20, which is a 1/4-inch bolt for coarse thread. So Palmgren, I don't know if the videos came out first or after this, but they sent us this hog to use, and it is amazing. You can see we got Palmgren everywhere. We got their drill press, got their lathe, we have their belt sander, and their vertical bandsaw right behind it, the Big Daddy one. This is awesome because it has a touchscreen here. You can set your thread, the pitch of it. You can set how fast, how much torque you want in it. I have it on predetermined values, which actually works really well. I've already done one. You can even do like how deep you want it to tap. So let's say you're in a blind hole that's 0.4 inches deep. You can set it that so the tap will stop at that depth, and then you can reverse it. So it has a forward trigger on the handle and a reverse trigger. And this is fully articulating. You can put it anywhere on the table to tap. They sent us this big 6-inch machine vise. Unfortunately, I have to hold a flat piece like this. If it was a block or something, I could clamp it, and I'm just laying it flat and doing the tapping. And I always use Tap Magic. This stuff is really good. My buddy told me about it, and it works really well. They do make an aluminum formula, but it's super watery, so I don't like to use it. I would use it if I was tapping something like a 1/2 inch with aluminum, but this stuff works just fine. So I already have it set up. It has this cover so you won't get dust and stuff on it. Thing is, it's on right now. Can't even hear it. So we're going to tap all 12 of these and then get it TIG welded onto the fuel cell. Then we have to do a couple other things and we can finally ride the Deuce. Okay, so we have our piece. What I'm going to do is go ahead and put, I wish I had like a thicker tap solution. I'm going to put a little bit at each hole so it kind of drags it in. Okay. It's that simple, and that hole is tapped. This is where the flange went that we was just tapping. I've already got it welded on. I just need to pressure test this tank and the other one. It's going to have dual tanks. These are right under 3 gallons apiece, so he can use one until it runs low on fuel and then use the other one like a reserve, so if he's out riding in the dunes or whatever, he can make it back to camp. Just a simple square tank, but I had to put the big lid so I could get the foam down in it. Then it has this rollover valve. Again, we have to pressure test this thing, so I'm not fully putting everything. Rollover valve that goes in lets the tank vent, but if it rolls over, then of course it can, so if it rolls over, it don't spill out. So the tank is done. Now let's go break in the oil, or break in the engine a little bit, and then we can drain that and then start beating on it. real good. Just needs a suspension tune just a little bit. Okay, so we're draining that break-in oil. This is the only downside to these hoses. Takes forever. So as soon as this drains, we'll put that Dominator racing oil in it, and then we can go really try it out in the woods. The shocks was super stiff, so the front we're gonna have to knock down the PSI as well as the back, but I want to test the back a little bit more because they only have about 150 PSI. The front has quite a bit because the weight on this chassis, how it goes, is mostly front. The back isn't supporting a lot. You would think because you're sitting there, but the way this chassis is, it just pushes all the weight to the front. So I think take maybe 50 PSI out of the front shocks. Might start with like 30 or so, and then we'll leave the back for now, and then I'll keep on tuning it until it feels right. So letting this oil drain, and then we'll go rip. So we got the oil changed. That break-in oil was out there, and I've let about 50 PSI out of the front shocks. All right. Yeah, that is better than I had imagined this thing would be. This thing turns around in a very short area. Like you can turn around in a tiniest little area because the back end doesn't push the front end. The way the weight's distributed on this thing, I will admit, I do think I need to adjust the brake calipers side to side, which is unfortunate because what I'm gonna have to do is cut the brackets off on just the front. The back's working great. Because it's a double piston, you got to have it dead equal as much as you can, because you'll have one piston pushing out more, and that's what I have. I have it off about by 1/8 of an inch, so I need to redo the brackets on that. But this thing couldn't be happier. I'm gonna check, make sure nothing's on fire, and get that belt ordered. Alrighty, long time coming, and the Deuce is finally done enough to leave at the point where it can leave. I did contact Comment about the belt size, so they're getting back with me. Then I'll order the correct belt, because this was just something we have a box of like a ton of 30 series, 40 series, and then 780 and up, because when you get to the bigger pulleys, you can go from 1 1/8 inch wide belts, 1 7/16, 1 3/16. There's a bunch of different sizes depending on the CVT setup you're running. So we got to get the proper size for this, because as soon as it gets in the higher RPMs and the torque really starts coming in, I can feel the belt slipping every time. It feels like a slipping transmission in a car, which I just forgot to order the belt earlier. It's actually on my list I wrote down. I just haven't looked at it. But it performed awesome. It starts up awesome. It's tuned very well, but he's going to have to retune it because he is at sea level. We are not. Of course, we're up in the mountains. So he's going to have to do that. We're going to do one more video on this, hopefully, if it doesn't leave in time. I want to get that belt in and really feel this thing and top speed it and stuff. So I'm really hoping it doesn't leave before I get the belt. If it does, then I'll just ship the belt to him, because they have to disassemble it to powder coat it and finish like building doors and stuff on it. But it turned out very good. Now it's time to finish Lonnie's new buggy, so we can get ready for the meetup. And I cannot wait till Lonnie gets to ride this thing. He's so pumped about it, and I'm so happy that we're able to do this. And that's because you guys watching these videos, checking out RBG Karts for the parts that we have and supporting that, and we really appreciate it, and supporting our sponsors like Blaster. Blaster's been an amazing company to work with, and we truly use every single one of their chemicals in our shop and in our home, in our camper. I use this citrus degreaser to clean my truck dash. You can see I need to do it more often, but we can clean our entire interior with this citrus degreaser. We can clean the stove, the grill, everything with it. It's super good stuff, and again, it smells good while you're cleaning. So thank you, Blaster, for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys for supporting us, and let us know what you think about the Deuce. Thank you guys so much. We love you, and God bless.